What up, squad? I'm Leland with Sports Dissected, and on this episode of Equipment Headquarters, or EQ.HQ for short, we're giving you an inside look at how 23XI Racing prepares for race day. Let's get it. So I'm here with Mike LaRusso, the Director of Shop Operations here at 23XI, right?
Yes, sir.
How are you today?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. What are some of the first steps that we're gonna see today?
Let's say the cars have already been prepared, they're built, they're ready to go to the racetrack and compete. Well, now we have to get them to the racetrack, and we've got to get all of our equipment to the racetrack. In our hauler bay, that's where our 4 Mack Anthem tractors and race haulers live. We've got all this equipment that you see. So it's all your toolboxes. We have a lot of data carts where we'll set up monitors and we could view all the data live during practice and during qualifying. We have generator carts, all the equipment, coolers for the drinks. You know, you gotta be able to stay hydrated at the racetrack, yeah. And all this stuff gets loaded in by the hauler drivers through the middle of the hauler. That hauler is packed out with everything we would need to completely rebuild a race car at the racetrack. Along with that, we have another car, a second car that we can use if needed before the race starts. So if you were to have trouble in practice or qualifying, we have a backup car that also lives in the hauler. Here you see we have lockers for the folks that travel to the racetrack, the pit crew and the road crew members. We have our racing communications, our radios. So communication is huge, right? At the racetrack, gotta be able to communicate with each other. It's very loud, and you also gotta be able to communicate with the folks that are back at airspeed, communicate with them on whatever changes we might wanna make. There's engineers back at airspeed supporting from the Xfinity Speed Center. Little kitchen area, gotta have snacks on the road when the guys are set up in the garage. So if we come up here, this is a little office space. This is where the engineers, the crew chiefs, the drivers will come up here, and then they'll communicate with each other. They'll figure out, okay, hey, how's practice? What do we have to do to the car? What do we think we want? They can review data, driving line, setups. So this is where a lot of the decisions are made at the track. The truck drivers do a phenomenal job. They leave a day to 2 days before anybody that flies out on the private jet does, and they get home a day or 2 days after. If we go race the West Coast, they go West Coast to East Coast and then right back again. So they're just A+, great truck drivers, but the job is so much more than that.
Are they all different, or just explain to me why you have 4 different ones?
Yeah, they're all different. We've worked with Evolve. They built these haulers for us, and we have 2 that are built custom. The way that we operate, really, we have groups of people that we try to keep together. So we want our engineers to be together, regardless of what car they're assigned to. We want our marketing people to be together, regardless of what car they're assigned to. So this hauler here, the 45 car gets transported in this hauler. However, the lounge area is built for marketing. So it's got a little bit of a different space. It's got a different design to it. So this is more of a open setting. We're able to come here, have a discussion, try to get you to sign that check so we can go race some more and go win some more races.
You kind of mentioned you have enough components on the truck or the hauler to build a second car or a backup car. How long would that take?
In that scenario, if we were to need a backup car, we would actually take our backup car off the truck, and then we would go ahead and tackle that and really get it completely ready for that car that needed it. So that sponsor, we'd have to wrap it, we'd have to make sure to install the engine, go through that whole process, make sure the setup is exactly right for that car. We're looking at probably between 4 to 6 hours. 4 hours would be pretty aggressive, but we get it done in the time that we have.
All right, squad, so I'm here with Mr. Mike Wheeler, AKA Wheels. You're the Senior Director of Planning and Operations for 23XI, right?
That's correct.
What are the things we're kind of looking for? What are we kind of doing in preparation to get that win?
So once the car is actually assembled and running, they come into the week of race or final assembly to get really final preparation. By this point, the car does run, but it's not really set up yet. So it'll come in here, we'll spend 3 to 4 days doing alignment, scaling the car, doing final checklists, sometimes wrapping it, but honestly, most of the time is spent doing the final details, getting the car ready for the race.
What are some of the components you find yourself on a race week kind of changing out the most, maybe doing a pit stop? What are you doing the most?
Honestly, we don't change too much of the car. There is some adjustments we make in the race. For the rear window, we can do wedge wrenches and everything else to change the balance of the car for corner weights. Obviously, the tires get changed all the time.
When are they fitted for the driver?
Most of our fitting for a driver is done in the off season. We know what seat they want to be in, how the seat pour is, what seat belts they use, where the steering wheel goes. Every week when we build a car, we have measurements for where all that goes. The steering wheel is adjustable. The seat belts are barely adjustable, but all that is basically designed and developed in the off season and implemented every week on the cars.
So we were kind of talking a little bit about the implementation of the next gen cars versus the cars before it. Just kind of explain to me what those differences are and what that preparation looks like. How did it change from then to now?
Yeah, I mean, reality is it's still a race car. Whether it be Gen 6 or Gen 7, a lot of the vehicle dynamics and the actual performance of the car is similar. Currently, we have an independent rear suspension. Previously, we did not. The brakes are bigger, the tires are wider. The body itself now is composite. Previously, it was steel. Generally speaking, though, the car itself, the teams made probably 90% of the car in-house. And since Gen 7, that is actually flip-flopped. Majority of the car, well over 75%, maybe 90% of the car is bought outside of where it's manufactured in the building. Single source suppliers, so everyone has the same chassis, transaxle, driveline, suspension, body components, and such. Yes, there's little nuances of like seat rails and mirrors that we can have a little bit of a flavor on, but the majority of the car is built. It's the same parts and pieces that everyone else.
So after we have the car here ready to go, what's the next stage in order to get ready for that big race?
Really, the last thing we do here is scale it, put the final setup in the car, shocks, springs, toes, cambers, ride heights, a lot of nuances. We do make sure the car pits well, and after that, we make sure every nut and bolt is rechecked again one more time to make sure there's no surprises, and it gets loaded up to the racetrack.
All right, team, that was your inside look at how NASCAR prepares for a race day. Let us know in the comments where we should go next. I'm out. Peace.